Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Cupertino City Council's meeting for the new members. And please rise to salute the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call, please.
Councilmembers Dean.
Here.
Goldman.
Here.
Koppel.
Here.
Sorenson.
Here.
Szabo.
Okay, the next item is ceremonial presentations for outgoing council members. This is when the public may make presentations to the outgoing council members. Okay. Seeing no one. Oh, is there somebody? No, okay. Oral communications. This portion of the meeting is reserved for persons wishing to address a city council on any item which is not on tonight's agenda. And tonight's agenda is, of course, the election and the canvassing of the election. Okay. I see here. Yes. Did you want to address us on that issue not on our agenda? That's correct. Please, go ahead.
That's probably good.
Are you Wendell Stevens?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good.
I'm Wendell Stevens. I live at 10397 Anson Avenue. I've been a resident of Cupertino for 15 years.
Excuse me, it's 3-minute time limit on this.
Fine.
Okay.
I wanted to propose a what I call a code of ethics for elections. And I wanted to start off by congratulating Lauralee Sorenson and Stephen Hayes and Marshall Goldman for the character of their campaign. And I wanted to address the issue of using professionals in campaigns. Certainly there's nothing wrong with that. But one of the main tenets of using a professional is to identify the opponent before he can identify you.
Excuse me, but this is really a night of festivities and a night of celebration. Do you think that you could choose another council meeting to address us on this item, please?
I think it fits at
We'd like
this
to
time.
have
I'm
this-
going to propose an idea.
Well, I think that it would be a lot better if you propose it to the council that can make a decision on this.
Not only that, it's an item that would have to be agendized. So in all due respect, if you would give us that courtesy and we would agendize it at the first of the year, we'd be happy to do that for you.
I'd like to leave the idea here. I won't get into personalities, if that's all right, and just propose that we have that the new council try and bring the community back together. It was a bruising campaign. It's not the first time professionals been used. There was one used against you and unfairly characterized you before. And and I noticed during the campaign that at the League of Women Voters debates and so forth, they were conducted quite well because there was a referee involved. And what I'm proposing tonight, that there be a code of ethics and maybe former council members could come together, perhaps with members from the League of Women's Voters, and they could oversee certain aspects of the campaign, such as the literature, and then address whether or not the literature was good. And you'd have, like a referee, Cupertino's led, as Wally Dean has shown in the information highway. We have good schools and good school system. There's no reason why we can't lead in ethics in our local elections and get away from some of the big city types of politics. There is one thing I would like to say on a personal note, and that regards Marshall Goldman. And there was one issue that that I've thought about a lot, and that was the hillside policy. I think maybe there was some worry among some of the citizenry that since he was Jewish, there might have been something personal involved. And I wanted to point out that in his home, he's married to a Christian woman, a Catholic, and they demonstrate the best values of the Judeo-Christian community, and what he had proposed had in no way was against any group, but was for the long-range good of the city and of the community, and allowed a fair return to all peoples. So I appreciate this opportunity to speak to you.
Okay, thank you very much. Seeing no one come forward, the next item is a canvass of votes.
Yes, the Santa Clara County excuse me, Board of Supervisors had canvassed the votes for the city of Cupertino. The individuals who received the most votes were Don Burnett, John Bautista, and Lauralee Sorenson. Those votes are included in your packet, and I would like City Council to adopt the resolution at this time, number 8987.
I move we adopt resolution number 8987.
Second.
Okay, please vote for the ayes.
Motion carries unanimously.
Okay. This basically certifies the vote, and this is a time that outgoing council members may comment. Would you like to comment?
Yeah, sure. I think that as far as I'm concerned personally, it's really been a privilege and an honor to serve this community. I really believe I want to thank all the people that helped me in my campaign, and they were very hardworking, and they always strove to keep the campaign on a positive note, and I admire them for that. I also think that it's important for people to know I've worked now for 4 years with the city staff. When I got elected, one of the reasons I ran is because I believe that regardless of whether I agreed with the city's position, there was an openness, a creativity, a sense of purpose, and it was and a tremendous amount of intelligence. And I think the city is very well served by the people that work for it. And I just wanted to thank them for the effort that they made. We didn't always agree. I will always remember. Somehow, Bert, I can't think of you other than you know, every time, I take out my composter, so I just, and Steve is not here, but I can always remember his first speech and, the 5-minute, 2-minute presentation that turned into 30 minutes. So, I really think that, but I think the public should know that you have a group of people that are very hardworking, that are, on the whole, very idealistic, and all you have to do is lead them, and they will do an excellent job for the city, and they do an excellent job. And I also thank the community for the support they gave me. But when it really comes down to it, I really have to thank my family for all the sacrifice that they made for 4 years. When I started, my son was 3 years old, and now he's 7 years old. And to be honest, I'm going to be looking forward to getting to know him again and getting to know my 2 daughters. So it's, it's really kind of a very bittersweet type of thing for me. I want you to know that I personally will be much better off, I think, down the road. And beyond that, I just want to emphasize that it's really been an honor and it's been a privilege to serve the community. Thank you.
I'd just like to say in closing, it's about 20 years I've been involved with the city of Cupertino. And it has been a pleasurable experience. And I want to reiterate what Marshal Goldman said about the staff. They really are one of the best staffs I have ever come across. And I've been involved with government all my life. I want to say this, that indeed they do what they say they are supposed to be doing. Our first involvement was in connection with a little matter in the neighborhood, and we were told that there was this Public Documents Act, and you could look at public documents. And of course, my wife and I said, well, you will never look at the documents, you'll never see them. Well, we came down and we asked for a certain document. They said, well, here are the file cabinets, help yourself. We couldn't believe it. And they said, well, if you want to make any copies, help yourself, the copying machine is there. So I think we do have an open government in the city of Cupertino, and I've always felt that way, that the city staff has been upfront and frank with not only council people, but also with the citizens. And I want to thank Don and his entire staff, who I've known for many years, for their leadership in this city, and hope that they will keep it up, because we have some real challenging problems ahead of us. We have, I don't know whether you know, over the horizon, the budget can only get worse. And cities are all going to be pinched and are going to be in big trouble. So I wish my incoming council members well, and a sharp pencil. Thank you.
Good luck.
Good.
I'll now give the oath of office to the new council members. Will Councilmember Don Burnett, John Bautista, and Lauralee Sorenson please come up front? Raise your right hand, please. And repeat after me. I, Don Burnett,
I, Don Burnett,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support and defend the Constitution of the United States
to support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and to the Constitution of the State of California,
and to the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
Have a seat anywhere up there? Repeat after me, please. I, John Bautista,
I, John Bautista,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support and defend the Constitution of the United States
to support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and to the Constitution of the State of California,
and to the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
Thank you. I, Lauralee Sorenson, do solemnly swear
I, Lauralee Sorenson, do solemnly swear
to support and defend the Constitution of the United States
to support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign or domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I will take this obligation freely
that I will take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
Can you make it?
Nominations are now open for mayor of the city of Cupertino.
I would like to nominate Mrs. Barb Koppel.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Nominations are now open for vice mayor.
I nominate Wally Dean for vice mayor.
Is there a second?
A second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. I believe we have to go get sworn in before we get sworn out.
Oh, there's some unspoken order here. Where I said that.
That way you get your own personal.
Last thing I need.
I hope so. I, Barb Koppel, do solemnly swear
I, Barb Koppel, do solemnly swear
to support and defend the Constitution of the United States
to support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I am about to.
The flowers were selected and purchased in Cupertino. Do it.
I, Wally Dean, do solemnly swear
I, Wally Dean, do solemnly swear
to support and defend the Constitution of the United States
to support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
I'll bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the State of California
to the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the United States,
and the Constitution of the United States.
that I take this obligation freely
That I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
and that's fine, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
That I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
upon which I'm about to enter.
what is it again? Upon which I am about to enter. Good job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What's the drill?
Oh, I got to do it.
Ready? I know.
Nick, would you like to come up here? Nick, it is with great pleasure that I present to you as outgoing mayor this plaque and a gavel. Don't throw it at anybody. And thank you for your 4 years here on City Council as well as your many years on the commissions here in Cupertino. and I'm looking forward to working with you on future, who knows what's going to happen in this city. But good luck to you.
Thank you,
Thank you
Barbara.
very much.
Thank you.
That's the mayor's
Where do you want me?
No,
No.
no,
Well,
no.
it doesn't really matter
It's, no,
tonight.
it's as long as these
The
two.
attorney said.
This is my right hand.
That's what I thought, right
Don't
hand.
forget it. Wait, what's the next thing? Just a minute, gotta read my script. Oh, okay, we now have comments by new and incumbent council members. Lauralee?
I guess I just want to say thank you to all of those that voted for me and that I've enjoyed the past 4 years, and I'm looking forward to the next 4 years, especially working with our good staff.
Don?
Is the switch for the mic?
Turn this way.
This way, all right. First, I'd like to thank all the people who have supported me, all the people who are really responsible for my being here. It took the effort of a lot of people, not only over the campaign, but over the last 3 years, as we learned more about the city's affairs and studied the general plan. And I'd like to say I hope to serve the citizens of Cupertino well. I hope I can represent them fairly and do a good job for them in the next 4 years.
John?
I too want to thank everyone who assisted in my campaign. Going from door to door, I met many faces, and it was indeed a privilege to get to know the residents of Cupertino. I want to thank my family and my wife, who put up with me through the last several months that were trying to the spirit and trying physically as well. It's a real honor to be able to serve the community in which I grew up, and I will do it with honor, with distinction, and keep in mind the interests of all members of our community, residents and business alike. And I would just like to say that I'm looking forward to serving with the other members of council, and I think we'll have a good time up here, but seriously consider the issues in front of us. Thank you.
I would like to thank you for voting for me for mayor. I'm looking forward to serving with you. I'm also looking forward to making this a cohesive council and a very productive 1994. And we've got some interesting issues coming up and coming back to us, and we'll be able to resolve those, I think, working together. Is there any other business? At this time, I'd like to invite everybody out to the lobby to share some hors d'oeuvres and some drinks. And welcome to all of you. Congratulations, and thank you for coming to join us this evening.